I would just like to start this video off by saying, first off, rest in peace to Charlie Kirk. I didn't know the man. I didn't keep up with him. I honestly didn't even know what he stood for until last week. It's been 1 week since his death, and there's been a lot of controversy on the internet. There's been like two sides to this whole situation, and it seems to maybe getting a little more deeper as time continues to go along. But I'm also here to speak my truth about the situation. You know what I mean? Me personally, I don't have a political party. I'm not Democratic or Republican. I don't even keep up with that stuff because I just feel like it creates more separation and division amongst people. And I'm not looking to do that because for me, neither side is inherently incorrect or correct. It's just what they feel. And if that's what you truly feel and what you truly see, then I want you to have your own opinion. You know what I mean? I want you to have your own belief and to stand on it because I think, not think, feel. That's what I feel is truly the most important thing, because attempting to have everyone under one belief, I feel like, is control. And I'm not looking to control anyone, nor do I want people being controlled. I'd rather we all just be free and on our own. And with this situation, I feel that it's very unfortunate that things have been as messy as they have been, because I feel that this whole situation could have been different if we weren't spending time debating who's correct and who's incorrect. Because let me put it like this. Let's say there's a woman right in front of you and me. I see the woman. I think the woman is completely stunning. I think she's gorgeous from head to toe. And then you look at her and you just think she is hideous. Like, honestly, she looks ridiculous to you, right? Like, you look at her and you just go, you know what I mean? Who am I to tell you that you're wrong for how you truly feel about that? That's how you see it. And if that's how you see it, then that's okay. That is the truth. I think part of the problem would be if I was trying to convince you that you're wrong and that I'm right. And I feel like that's what his death has taught me, is that when he was debating against these college students and people were coming to him like, no, you're this and you're this slur and you're this derogatory term and things like that. It's like, why are we spending this time debating somebody about how they see things when in reality we could just have a conversation and have disagreement, but at least still have respect for the differences? Because truth be told, we as a collective are never, ever going to, at least I don't feel like we're ever going to get to a point where everyone agrees on one thing, because I don't think it's supposed to be that way. I feel like we are supposed to have our own opinions, our own beliefs, and live our lives as independently and as truthfully as we see fit. And attempting to control that or convince someone otherwise, I feel like for me to do would be incorrect. You know what I'm saying? Because then I'm taking away your ability to just freely think and to be free and to be true to you, which is what I truly want for you as a person, as for myself. And I just feel like if we spend more time conversating, and even if we have disagreements, maybe look to understand why the person thinks the way they do, why they feel the way they feel. Maybe some things, maybe a lot of their life has led up to this point of this belief. And even if you don't still agree at the end, at least there could still be some mutual respect, even for the disagreements and the differences, because we as people are never going to be all as one in the same, because then that just takes away from our individuality as people. You know what I mean? And I'd rather not be a part of a world where we all have to be just the same thing, because then, you know, is it really genuine, or is it all just under some type of control? You know what I'm saying? And how genuine is it if everyone is a yes man? Put it like that, right? If everyone just says yes to everything, then how genuine is it? Because then aren't we all just following the crowd? Aren't we all just following behind somebody instead of leading our own lives and having our own opinion or our own belief and standing on it, which I think is honestly beautiful. And with Charlie Kirk, you know, his death was very unfortunate. I know that there's like two sides to this. There's people on the internet celebrating it, and there's people on the internet grieving him. And it just continues. It seems like it's just continuing more and more since then. And it's been 1 week, like I said. And I'm not on here to slander anyone who made a TikTok or a Twitter or a Facebook post or said anything in public like, oh, fuck Charlie Kirk. I'm not here to celebrate that. I'm also not here to slander it. It's just all about what I'm perceiving. I feel like, what's really in control is us, of ourselves. And with me being in control of me, if I was to judge those people who are doing that, then that's just going to continue separation and division that I don't want to contribute to. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even saying that I inherently agree with a lot of, if any, of what Charlie Kirk ever said. First off, I barely knew the guy. And what I have heard, seen bits and pieces here and there, right? I'm not going to come on here and, agree or disagree with anything he said. I'm just, he's the topic of this conversation, and I just feel like things could be different if we weren't spending so much time actively creating more division, is really what I'm getting at. Because the more separation and division that there is, the more hatred that there is in the world. And I feel like to break those chains, one of us has to take the high road. One of us has to turn the other cheek, essentially, be the difference in the world, essentially, type of deal. Because here's my thing, right? I feel like what happens with Democrats and Republicans is that they're each looking at each other like, well, they're doing this and I don't like it. But if life is like a mirror and life is reflecting you and you're basically pointing the finger at them and you're like, well, they're doing this and they stand for this and I don't like it, and they're doing the same thing, shouldn't that be teaching us something about ourselves? Because if we're getting frustrated with them, as a hypothetical, then maybe it's something that, is happening that we're doing and we can learn from it because it's something to teach you. But then we'll bring up the conversation like, oh, it's apples and oranges we're talking about, but aren't those both fruits? Aren't those the same thing? They just have different vitamins, but neither one is more superior to the other. They're the same thing. It's a fruit. But we want to sit here and justify it because it's like, well, that's different. Well, it's because I feel this way and I hate them. But then that just continues this hatred we see in the world. And I'm so focused on just me and knowing what I'm in control of. And that's why I don't, like I said, I don't subscribe to either political party, and I never will. You know what I mean? I probably won't ever even vote. And it's because the more that energy goes into those things, the more I just feel like the division of the people will continue. Because here's my thing. I have a lot of friends who are Democratic, but then I also have a lot of friends who are also Republican. And shout out to each side of the party because I love you all. You know what I'm saying? And no matter if our perspectives are different, I will never disrespect you and be like, oh, you're fucking wrong for how you feel. Because who am I to tell you that you're wrong for your perspective? You know what I'm saying? It's just perspective. And life as we know it, I feel, is subjective because there's no way that there is a way for everyone. Because then if there was a way for everyone, then why aren't we all exactly the same from down to the last detail, is my point. And it's just realizing like celebrating uniqueness and celebrating individuality and respecting difference could really change a lot of things. And I just know that if life is like a mirror, then it just starts here. And the only focus really needs to just be on what's in our control, which is I. If I'm in control of myself, then that's more than enough. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my